Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing a Loot Crate unboxing for July. This month's theme I believe is Futuristic, but because it is based on the future in general, that's why I'm doing my whole Back to the Future thing. I got my little Back to the Future jacket. I always have my hoverboard right here, so that's not really anything new. I don't know if it's normally even visible in camera, so I moved the camera like slightly over. But I believe this one's Futuristic. They did the Time Crate, which is where they had the Back to the Future stuff and Doctor Who in it. But like I said, because it was just future in general, which like I said, I believe it is futuristic and not future. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do my Back to the Future thing. I really also don't have much of a reason to wear my little cosplay jacket any other time because I would only do it at conventions, and there hasn't really been one that I've worn it to because I only go to like 2 a year, really. But I'm excited to get into this one. This is coming off like a weird little experience with Lootcrate because for those of you who may not have checked it out, I did an unboxing for Lootcrate DX last month, which was Dystopia. And I really liked the normal crate. I recently wore the RoboCop shirt and everything. It was very cool. But the DX crate, I enjoyed it when I first got it, and then I kind of realized some stuff after, and I'll put a link to kind of the aftermath video of that compared to the actual unboxing. But I realized it was super cheap. Like it's supposed to be $100+ value, and there's just some other stuff to it, and like the items in it weren't really that great. And like the one item that I thought was the coolest in there really isn't that cool because it was like super cheap the way they did it. Like the only reason it was exclusive is because basically they replaced the barcode with the Loot Crate symbol, and instead of it being hardcover, which is obviously better, the book was a softcover version. But it's the exact same book of a 3-year-old book, and it was only exclusive because it was technically of lesser quality, and they switched out their name for the barcode. So after realizing some stuff, I was really upset with that one, and it was really disappointing because I was so excited to get it because I love the franchises and stuff. So that shouldn't really have any effect on the Loot Crate itself, but that's just after having that experience, and I'm looking at the crate right now because it's there. I have it now. All I can do is kind of get the headphones replaced because they were scratched up, and I still have to take pictures of those. But I'm still optimistic. I don't think it'll that was just a bad experience with it, and really that was like my only really bad experience. Like I've had crates that I didn't really love and stuff, but that was just like it was meant to be $100+ value, and it cost like $50, $45 to get it. So that's why it was like a huge disappointment after I realized how cheap some of the stuff was. It was like, that really sucked. So hopefully this makes up for it. Plus they got some, well, once again, they got some franchises I really like are supposed to be in this one. So hopefully all that stuff pans out and it'll all be fine. So I'll actually start with, the shirt. Because I thought there was an item on top of the shirt, but it was just, the shirt was kind of just rolled up. And what we have here, I believe I know what this is from. Put this down real quick. Have a nice blue shirt. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So this is Rick and Morty. It's the exclusive item. Is a Rick and Morty t-shirt. I'm kind of surprised it looks like this. I would have thought, honestly, and maybe this is more recognizable because I actually haven't had the chance to sit down and watch season 2. I've only gotten to see season 1, so this might be more recognizable. Actually, this is the yeah, so it's a specific item. I just don't recognize it. This item may be in the first season, and I kind of flew through it, so I wasn't thinking like, oh, I should recognize this and that. But it's like a little item, so I don't really. Oh, it's the little. I think it's the portal gun that he uses. It may be. I never paid like any attention to that because I'm just enjoying the show. There's so many other crazy things to catch your attention compared to just the portal gun that he uses. But I believe that's what this is. So that's pretty cool. I'm assuming that because it has this little picture right here, so that helps me out. But this is the Rick and Morty item, which is pretty cool, and it's kind of one of those things where sometimes I like shirts that do that, where it's like, oh, it's this pretty cool thing, but you wouldn't know it because it has the name at the very bottom. It does say Rick and Morty, but it's one of those things where it's like you can look at it, and the funny thing is, I thought it was Rick and Morty because I don't know how, but I recognized this, like the alien lettering they use, which might be in a million things. They may have taken that from something else as another reference within the show. But that's the first thing I saw where I was like, I think that's Rick and Morty. So that's crazy. But I like shirts that do that where it's not super obvious until you see like a very specific thing. But you can, huge fans will know exactly what that is. So that's pretty cool. We got some figure here, which I'm excited to see. This is what I was hoping. Excuse me. So, QM, with their figures once again, has come to join Lootcrate. And this time, get this out, they have given us, oh, it's two things. I think I'm going to have to, it has the tape on it again. Yep. So right off the back. So this time they have given us the Planet Express ship, which I love Futurama. I almost poked myself in the eye. I didn't even realize how sharp that was. But I love Futurama. Futurama and The Simpsons are like two of my favorite shows. I've always been a big fan. And that is pretty awesome. And it comes with, you know, this little stand on the bottom so you can actually stand it up. And this has tape on it too. But I like this. This is cool. I might actually keep the box too, just because it's got all the Futurama stuff on it. But this is nice. It's a nice little ship. Oh, it's magnetized too. I was wondering why that was silver at the top, which you guys might not be able to see too well. I'll zoom in for you. So there is the Planet Express ship. Since it's zoomed in on my face, this is still a bit blurry, and I can't do autofocus because my room will be too dark. Love this place. Love it. So I love it so much. But like I said, I love Futurama, so this is actually very cool. This is super, you don't drop this. This is like, you sucked everything out of an egg, and this is the eggshell. Like, it's definitely hollow, so you gotta be careful with that. But I think it looks great. It's actually a nice little size. I don't need it to be like ginormous. But this is cool, and I guess because, and I guess that's why they made it hollow, because that way it sticks right on the thing, which I love that. Like, everything should be like that. If it comes on a stand, instead of it like snapping into it, it should always be automatic. And just boom, you can just stick it right on there because it's a magnet, and you just pop it right on and you're good to go. So, woo, that's not too bad. I like that one. I was trying to do that to test how strong the magnet was, and it's not bad. You can definitely, yeah, flick it off, but that's pretty cool. So I like that because I do love some Futurama. I hope it somehow gets renewed for the third freaking time. I don't know if Comedy Central wants to do that again, but I'd love it. So that's cool. Planet Express, you know, little Planet Express ship. Like I said, you know, it's, as far as it goes in total, it definitely, I feel like I could literally squeeze this and it would break if I did it hard enough, because it is 100% hollow. It is just this top green part with the little paint, this bottom green part, and they probably glued those together and glued the little pieces on, and that's it. So it's insanely hollow, and if you dropped a pebble on it from high enough, it would shatter this thing into a million little pieces. But it looks really cool, so I do actually still like that, even though it's clearly insanely sensitive. Let's see what else. Feels like we got some cards here. Oh, we got Star Trek: The Next Generation. I don't know what the heck these are. It still feels like it'll be like little cards. I kind of feel like I'm opening up like that old pack of like the baseball bubble gum. That's what it feels like I'm opening. What are you? Something gold. Like a sticker. USS. Oh. Let's see. USS Enterprise. I think this is just like a really fancy sticker. Yep. Okay, so it's a USS Enterprise Galaxy Class Starfleet Registry. Okay, so it's basically a registry for a ship, for the Enterprise. And it's, I guess you could pretty much put this anywhere. This is actually a fairly thick sticker, so that's actually kind of cool. And based on what I can feel from the back, it's a pretty solid stick to it. So you can put this on pretty much anything, I would assume, and it'll stick there for a while. So that's not bad if you're a big Star Trek fan. I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan ever, so it's still kind of cool. But for me, is like, you know, it looks cool, but I don't know what I'll really do with that, to be totally honest. We got some other little figure. Ooh, let's see, this I like. So it is a Megaman mini figure. So here we are. There's Megaman, there's green and white Megaman. I can't remember what the colors correlate to, which other characters. We got Roll, we got Dr. Light, we got Iceman, Electman, Gutsman. We got the red and white, which I believe is for Cutman, because we also have Cutman. We have Dr. Wily with like the super evil grin, and his eyebrows are just so insanely high. We got Bomb Man, which that could be the name, might not be the name. We have this dude with like a knight. I don't know the name for that one, and I can't remember the name of this right here. And we also have a little mystery figure. So have to see what we get out of this bad boy. Personally, I would just like regular Mega Man. I'm totally fine with, but there are so many options that probably won't end up being what I get. So we shall see. It's always tape. Go through this whole thing. Every time there's tape, it slows me down a millionfold. And it's so thin too. Like, I should not have to use my little kunai for that, but I do. It's really sad. And it's glued. Why is it taped and it's glued? That just makes me mad. Okay. Let's see who we got. Feels like Mega Man. Oh man, his head looks weird. I got Mega Man, but I did not get the one that I wanted. I got, like I said, I assume, Cutman Mega Man. But you can move the arms. You can twist the head all the way around. Actually, it twists oddly smoothly. It feels like you can unscrew it almost. But he has the weirdest little face. His cheeks that's kind of how he looks. That's what he looks like to me. But that's not bad. I don't hate it. But honestly, I don't know why. I guess because blue is my favorite color. That's kind of why I like just normal Mega Man, to be totally honest. Because it's basically blue and then a different shade of blue. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm a sucker for just normal Mega Man. But I really like that. Then we have a comic. We have Valiant Comics 4001 AD. I've seen this cover before, or maybe not this cover. I've seen this character before. I didn't mean to say I've seen the cover, but this is 4001 AD #1, so it's the beginning of the story. I never open these up, so that's cool. It's always cool to get an exclusive comic, but I don't know, because I'm like that type of super nerd. I never open them. One thing I would like to note though, which I don't particularly like, is this right here. Because normally when they do it, they give you the hardcover. Well, not the hardcover, but they give you the hardback slot so that you can't do this, whether it's like up and down or left and right. And obviously that's kind of messing it up, but I don't actually plan on selling these anyway. So that's a little bit disappointing that they changed it up, because this is definitely not the back cover. This is like, it's almost no point in this being here, because it's so incredibly thin that it's pointless to have that little block, behind the comic. So that's a bit disappointing, because normally, and I remember normally they do it where it's like the white board, in the back of the comic, so that it can't bend whatsoever. So that's actually a little disappointing, but it's still awesome to have an exclusive comic. I don't know, I might actually open this just because it's like, well, it's not going to be perfectly straight if I leave it alone anyway, because if it slides out of a stack or something, it'll fall and it'll bend in on itself instantaneously, because it's basically just the comic. It's like slightly excuse me, it's like slightly less able to bend because of this, but normally they do like the solid whiteboard like any comic book store would do, and it's like, nope, this will not bend. It's gonna stay straight up just like this. So that's a bit of a downgrade, which is a bit disappointing. And I believe that's it. Yep, that's it. We have the pen for this month. which is Star Trek based. Again, because they've done this before. I think, of course, it's the Live Long and Prosper. So that's pretty cool. And this is for Star Trek Online, and it is futuristic and not future. This is for Star Trek Online, so I'll probably be putting that code up. I don't know when, because they normally don't do it. The codes normally aren't up by the time I do my things, so probably won't actually be out. But they have, of course, all the Rick and Morty stuff. Rick and Morty tea, which is actually done by Lootcrate Labs, which is kind of like their thing where they make stuff, which is a part of what they did with the DX thing that was disappointing because they made some super crappy headphones. But the shirt is fine. The shirt is good. And it is Rick's portal gun, which, like I thought. But that's pretty cool. Like I said, I do like the shirt. I think that's a cool looking shirt. They got a little puzzle in here. Guide Bender to his bottle, which is very appropriate for Bender. Futurama. They have an article in here which is actually kind of cool. It's 4 times Futurama made us cry like babies. I can almost guarantee that the dog episode is in here because that's actually a really sad episode, especially that ending. But that was a really good episode. They have The Luck of the Fryrish, which was a good episode, and that was when Fry found out about his brother and how his brother had a son, and he named his son after Fry because he disappeared, and it was a pretty sad ending. It was like, that's actually very true. Those were some good episodes. Man, yeah. Jurassic Bark was the one. And all they put is it's Jurassic Bark, guys. Obviously, it's Jurassic Bark. So yeah, that's the one. That's the one with the dog at the end, and he waits. And that was actually based off of a real story of an actual dog that I believe it was at like a train station in somewhere in Japan. I remember. So really sad, really random, sad stuff. But the exclusive Star Trek dedication plaque replica decal. This durable dome decal lets you turn just about anything into the USS Enterprise. Note, will not actually turn your things into the Enterprise. It'll cover 4.5 by 3 inches of the surface you choose to stick it on, and it's repositional if you should ever change your mind about placement. So it's not just a sticker; it's like a mini plaque, which explains why it's like silver and stuff like that. I didn't realize like it had the fake screws and stuff. I didn't think about that, but that's what that is for. We have, I'm trying to find, oh, they actually do it at the end of the books now. Or they don't, because now they have featured at the end of this one. Here's the Magna Crate, as always. We have a $2,000 value. First off, they have the freaking Hypnotoad, which is amazing. The Futurama Hypnotoad vinyl collectible figure by Kid Robot. I wish I could have won the Magna Crate solely for that, because I love, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Futurama, so I would have loved the Hypnotoad. It has a 3D robotic solo smart drone with pre-installed GoPro gimbal, extra battery, and extra propellers in custom 3DR backpack. That's insane. Star Trek The Next Generation, the complete series, which is my personal favorite series, so I would totally love that. Megaman Tribute hardcover art book by Udon, and then the mini Magna Crate for 15 lucky winners. Star Trek uniform socks, set of 3 pairs in gold, blue, and red. Don't wear the red socks. And a 17-inch Futurama Bender plush. Phrases of the Future, Klingon from Star Trek, of course. And so we have the Valiant Comics here, and they show off a lot of the other ones. They have, Bloodshot and stuff like that, Harbinger, things like that. I've seen some of their comics. I got some of their stuff on Free Comic Book Day, so I've seen a lot of the Valiant things. But they're basically like, for anyone who doesn't know, they're like they're basically the third comic universe. We have Marvel and DC, and then Valiant has their own thing. And then recently, within like the past couple months, they did, I believe it was their first big universe comic storyline where they actually brought all their characters from Valiant Comics all together. So that was pretty cool. Not that I read it, I just assumed it was cool. If it's popular enough to do it, I assume it's pretty cool. And then we have just a little Rick and Morty, yeah, you can see that. Rick and Morty, little coloring page. So that's actually pretty cool. That's nice, I like that. I like Rick and Morty. I'm excited to find a way to actually watch season 2. They have season 1 on Hulu, but they don't have season 2, and I'm pretty sure that's been over for a while now. But going through the crate again, we of course have our loot pen, which I wish I had my other one because I know they put the symbol, the Live Long and Prosper, on one of the older pens when they did I believe when they had the Star Trek t-shirt in it. I just don't remember the name of that month, but I'm pretty sure that was the pin that time too. But we got that. We got, you know, little Megaman here with a little, he got like just that little fat face. This is a crazy connection, but his face makes me think of the movie Coraline, which I recently saw, and he has like the puffy face. Oh, he's got like a tiny bit of excess on his face too. That sucks. Well, he's got like a little fat face like the character Wybie from Coraline, so you can look that up. That's just how he looks to me. But we got that. We got the little Futurama thing, which I think is my favorite item, to be totally honest. USS Enterprise sticker plaque. Rick and Morty t-shirt. And I believe that is it. Yeah. So, not a horrible crate. Definitely not one of my favorites. I mean, I like the shirt, and I definitely love the Futurama thing. I'm going to put this up somewhere, and I think this is great. But the other stuff I think is kind of okay. This is one of those sort of so-so crates for me, where I really enjoy two of the items. But, oh, we also have the comic, the exclusive. I felt like I'm forgetting something. Exclusive comics. So we have that from Valiant as well, which, like I said, I'll probably take this out just because they don't have the hard block on the back. So, enjoyed the crate, but Futurama #1 just because I don't know, I love Futurama so much. Even that little thing is just like I really love it. So #1 Futurama, #2 definitely Rick and Morty t-shirt. #3 is probably the comic actually. Even without reading it, that's probably my #3. And then I would go Mega Man and then plaque sticker, which still pretty cool. So I actually like that. And it does have all the names here. It has like Engineering Group and Starfleet Command and all that stuff. So that's actually kind of cool. So I actually like that. That is pretty sweet with the detail. But not a terrible crate. Not like the greatest crate for me. Oh, the box is very nice in this one. I think that's some really good art. But overall, I'd say this is a pretty okay crate for me. I think some people might enjoy it a bit more, especially Star Trek fans. Whenever there's something Star Trek based, I'm never like, oh, it's amazing. I'm always like, that's cool, but meh. But this is still an okay crate. I actually really love the Futurama thing. It's actually really great to me. Super tiny, but it's like sometimes the smallest thing is just like, if you love that franchise so much or series, it's really great. But definitely want to know what you guys thought about this crate, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite items, your least favorite items. What would you have put in this crate instead of these items? Because there are a million different things. I, of course, with being in love with Back to the Future, I would have preferred another Back to the Future item instead of another Star Trek item, because we had the t-shirt last time, and I think they could have switched this out for something Back to the Future based. That would have been really cool. Even if it was a Back to the Future plaque, would have been awesome to me, because I love that so much. I'd be like, it could be a sticker, and I'd be like all over that. But I think that's what I would have switched out. I just wish I got regular Mega Man, but I'll still love this. But like I said, I definitely want to know what you guys thought about this crate. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.